one. The code is going to be either a 1, 2, or 3 in a sequence of 10 numbers. So you got to use 1s, 2s, and 3s depending on the law. So number one, it's harder to get a real car to move rather than a bike. Well, on that one, we're talking about mass. So if we think about the mass of an object, and remember, the more mass it has, it doesn't accelerate that much. So think about the law that goes with that one. And most likely, I'm thinking that's law 2 if we really think about that. You fire a gun and you are pushed backwards. Well, on that one, think about it. If you fire a gun, the action is the gun and the bullets coming out. The reaction is the one where it's pushing you back. There's kickback. So think about action, reaction. You should know what law that is. Number 3, the law of inertia. We've talked about that one over and over and what law that is. Inertia means a tendency to keep doing what it's doing. So objects at rest want to stay at rest, and objects in motion want to stay in motion. So that should be a clue to number 3. F equals ma, so there's that how we change the mass and we change the force, how it affects acceleration. So think about the law that's talking about how the acceleration depends on the force and the mass. There's a law that talks about that. Number 5, you kick a ball with more force to get it to accelerate, to get it to accelerate more. There's that word again, accelerate. Think about the law that talks about objects accelerating. And so getting an object to accelerate more, you apply more force. It's a lot like this one, number 4. Those two sound very similar. Number 6, you fly over the handlebars of your bike after hitting a large rock. So if you're flying over the handlebars, that means that your bike stopped, but you're in motion and you want to stay in motion. So think about the law that talks about objects in motion want to stay in motion. That would help you on number 6. Number 7, when you swim, your hand pushes on the water and the water pushes back on your hand. There's that action, reaction again. So think about the law that's talking about action and reaction. Number 8, the box on the ground will only move if you apply a force to it. So if it's at rest, it's going to stay at rest, and the only thing that's going to get it to move is a force. So think about the law, object at rest will stay at rest. What law talks about that? Number 9, your mom slams on the brake of the car and you go flying forwards. Well, forward, and you're in motion, you want to stay in motion. So think about that law that talks about objects in motion want to stay in motion. Number 10, a rocket blasting off shoots out gases downward, making the rocket shoot upward. So we have that action, reaction again. So think about the law that goes with action, reaction.